everyone, so this video I'm going to talk about my new sketchbook because I just finished my other sketchbook and some of the plans I have for the new year. I'm getting over being sick right now, but I need to make videos and I'm feeling okay enough to record and all that. So this sketchbook that I decided to use is one I got for Christmas a year ago, and I think it's an Arteza sketchbook. The paper's quite textured and I honestly really like the paper quality, and I think this is a really good sketchbook. And it's really big too. It's a lot bigger than the kind of sketchbooks I'm used to using. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to fill it. Hopefully that will inspire me to sketch more so it doesn't take me too long to fill the sketchbook. And the reason why I like to fill sketchbooks not too slowly is just because when I'm drawing more, I tend to be less rusty and have more ideas in general for drawings that I want to do, and sketching just really helps you generate ideas, and I just feel overall more productive with my art when I am sketching more and actually filling sketchbooks. And it also gives me content to post on YouTube, of course, but that's not the main reason. That is a benefit of it though. And starting a new sketchbook for me has never been that scary because I'm not too precious with it. I just open it up and start drawing. Of course there's a moment of oh, this is so pristine and crisp and I'm afraid to ruin it, but then once you start drawing and get into it, you kind of get over that quickly. I have to take a lot of water breaks because I keep coughing, but I'm gonna keep going with this video. I just want to take a break to thank this video sponsor, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. You can learn something new or deepen one of your existing skills and get lost in creativity. There's tons of different class topics such as illustration, fine art, graphic design, lifestyle. So much more is on Skillshare. Some classes that I'm really interested in taking are the classes by Chris Hong, and I personally love her art and I've been following her on social media, and I think her skills are just another level. She has a class called Level Up Your Portrait Drawings, Practical Approaches to Advanced Concepts. She also has Steps to Creating Vivid Portraits with Colored Pencils. And I'm very, very interested to watch her classes because I think she has a lot of great techniques that I could benefit from learning. Skillshare has no ads, and this means that it's curated specifically for learning. They're also constantly launching new premium classes, and the lack of ads allow you to stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. Also, their entire catalog of classes now offers subtitles in Spanish, French, Portuguese, and German. If you would like to get started with Skillshare, the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring all the classes today. Thanks so much to Skillshare for sponsoring my channel. It really helps me out, and onto the rest of the video. The kinds of art supplies I've been using a lot lately have been watercolor and pencil crayon and gouache, and you probably know this if you've been watching any of my recent videos. I just tend to always gravitate towards that kind of stuff. The sketchbook I was using before this one was a Moleskine sketchbook, and I didn't actually buy it recently. I bought a buy one get one free Moleskine a long time ago, and I had that one left over from that deal. And I have a lot of empty sketchbooks in my closet that I've been trying to go through and fill them all. I haven't bought myself a sketchbook in so long. Basically, if I'm in an art store and I see a nice sketchbook, sometimes I'll just buy it. But I haven't really been in stores in the last 2 years, so I haven't really bought myself anything. And I haven't been in school because I tend to buy more sketchbooks when I was in school. So I've just been getting sketchbooks as gifts, kind of accumulating them and getting more sketchbooks faster than I can fill them, but not so much lately, which is good because I don't need tons of sketchbooks, and I think I want to choose ones that I really enjoy the paper, and it doesn't even have to be a super amazing quality one. I just want the paper to be able to handle mixed media really well, and watercolor because the Moleskine one I was using before this was not good for that. You could put watercolor on it, but it just made the paper freckle, and you could tell it just wasn't meant for this kind of treatment. This was also a drawing for my Patreon. I'm going to be doing sketchbook postcard prints now instead of trading cards, so each month you'll get a print, and I'm ordering good quality stickers now, and I'm doing sketchbook postcards. So it'll be a scan of my favorite sketchbook page from that month, mailed to you, and I'm pretty excited about changing that tier up because I didn't really want to do the trading cards anymore because they're really expensive to make. Sometimes the manufacturing goes wrong, and it's also very time intensive to have them made, and they don't really match the like aesthetic of my art. It's sort of like its own project, but it was cool to do it on Patreon, and I'm gonna be offering my remaining trading card sets on my store in the next shop update, which will happen probably sometime in February. I have to start making and ordering things now to prepare for it early because I've never really like prepared for a shop update that was happening in the future. I just kind of decided I want to update my shop and then make a bunch of stuff and try to do it as soon as I can, or I would end up putting it off. So I'm excited to plan for that and make it happen. Lately I've been into drawing dogs and cats and stuff, and like, I don't know, foliage, wintry things. I'm in a very colorful phase, and since I was sick while drawing this, I didn't have a lot in me to like really do something that's out of the ordinary for me. So I wanted to do comfort drawing, and basically comfort drawing is just drawing something that you've drawn a lot before that you know you can enjoy drawing and you can make it look nice. It's kind of like reward drawing. That's what one of my professors would call it, because it's sort of like drawing that makes you feel good because it's like something that you know you're good at. But I guess the opposite of reward drawing is when you're doing studies or when you're trying to think of an interesting concept for a project or illustration. That would be like the opposite of reward drawing. I also wanted to talk in this video about some of my like resolutions for 2022, and I don't really like to make a lot of whenever I want to do something and I want to set a goal, I usually try to implement it as soon as possible, and I don't like to wait for a new year to do things. But even then, I still do like to plan some sort of New Year's resolutions because it's just like a nice, clean starting point, especially if you have a small business, because the fiscal year is from January to December. So you can kind of like decide to keep track of your finances really well starting on the 1st of January, so that you have a full year where you like were really good at your bookkeeping, that kind of stuff. So I think my overall goals are to draw more and enjoy drawing, and I want to get ahead with things. I want to be ahead of schedule at all times so that I'm never doing anything last minute, so that whenever I have something to do, if something is due, I will already have been done it for like a week or two, and the things I'm currently working on are for things that are happening in the future. So I basically just want to stay ahead of schedule, but that's gonna require me to do a little bit of overtime working to catch up and then try to stay ahead. But since I got sick for like a week, that kind of set me back a little bit, but I'm trying my best to keep up and catch up on the stuff that I missed, and I want to reevaluate my schedules for everything and how I put out content. And I think if I'm just ahead of the game, ahead of my own game than I have been for the last several years, it might be less stressful for myself, and I won't really like miss deadlines anymore. I don't usually miss deadlines, but like my own self-imposed deadlines, I will hit all of those more easily. I just want to be very organized and on top of things, basically. Now that I have a full year where I won't have any school or anything interfering with me working in my small business, I just want to give it my full attention and see what I can do with all this time I have and see what I can accomplish in a year. That's basically my 2022 plans. Let me know what your plans are for 2022. If you have any plans, or if you just want to keep on surviving, that is totally valid as well. The world is still very spooky at the moment, so don't expect yourself to be able to do like incredible things because we don't really have a lot to work with. I'm very excited to keep using this sketchbook. I like the paper because it is textured. It sort of feels like a cold pressed. It has a little ribbon to keep your place and an elastic closure, and it's hardcover and it opens flat. This Arteza sketchbook is very nice. Not sponsored. I haven't really used the Arteza like art supplies. I've only really used their sketchbooks, and so far I really like this one. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know if it's expensive or not, but I think it's great. It's also huge for me because I'm used to using like 8x8 or like 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 10. That's sort of the size I tend to sketch in. And this one is like, I don't know, it feels like 9 by 12 or bigger. I'm not really sure how big it is. I will link it in the description along with everything I used. I didn't even end up completely filling the spread because I was just like, I couldn't really draw anymore that day because I've been sick and everything is like still feels very weak, and my hands felt weak when I was drawing, and I was like, this is so strange that my hands feel like they just don't have energy and they physically are struggling to draw. It was very strange, so I didn't fill the entire spread, but I did do enough to make it into a postcard for Patreon. It's too late to get this one, but there will be another one soon, and that will be for February. So if you pledge now, you will get to access all of the backlog of posts. There's like a few hundred posts you can look at, tons of sketchbook scans, podcasts, all that kind of stuff, and once you're charged the first of a month, you'll get that month's package sent to you, just in case you were wondering how that all worked. I hope you enjoyed this little update video talking about my new sketchbook, my new plans, what I've been up to. I took some time off for the holidays, and I'm very excited to work this year and to create cool things for you to see. Making products and making shareable content is one of my favorite things to do, and I'm excited to keep doing it this year and hopefully find a system that lets me be more efficient. I'll definitely talk about how I plan everything out sometime in February with an updated schedule and how I actually organize everything. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you want that free month, check out the link in my description, and I will see you in my next video.